Quick tutorial about using Fusion 360 and Slicer. There are links up on Rockspace to get this software downloaded. This is Fusion 360, and for right now, your main concern in here, first of all, is to make sure that you have the software. So you need to go to Autodesk, you need to download the software, you need to create an ID to log into it, and we've gone over that several times. So hopefully that's not going to be an issue for you. Second, once you're in here, you're going to go to Create, and you're going to choose a pre-existing primitive. There's nothing that says that you can't go into the sculpt environment and play around and try and create something interesting and organic. If you really want to push yourself and try something a little bit outside of the box, you can do that. But for just quick demonstration's sake, we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about how to take something like a basic cylinder. We're going to design this thing without any specific measurements. And so what I just did, let me exit out of this really quickly. What I just did is I went to Create, Cylinder, and then we have to select a plane. So I'm going to select this particular plane. I'm going to click once to start drawing out a circle, click a second time to finish that circle, and then I can drag up into space. I can change the diameter of it if I want to, so you can alter it as you see fit. Once you guys have the cylinder made, what you're going to do is you're going to go to Tools, right here at the top of the screen, and you're going to click Make. Now this says 3D print. We are not 3D printing, we are actually going to be laser cutting, but what we are doing is we are sending this body out to an outside program. So in this particular dialog box right here, you need to change your print utility here from one of these preset ones to custom. And then you're going to click on this little folder, and you are going to navigate on your computer to wherever Slicer has been installed. Now, if you are on Windows, I believe it is in Program Files x86, Autodesk, Slicer for Fusion 360, then it is in the bin folder, and then you should see that file there. I know that's complicated. It's way easier on a Mac because it just puts it in my applications, and it's easy to find. Once you have this window open, you need to make sure, obviously, that Slicer is installed. You're going to click on this form to highlight it in blue, and then it will allow you to click OK. This is going to send it out to Slicer. Notice my file opens. Yes, I agree to the terms of service. And now what we need to do is make sure that our settings up here are correct. Now, I have designed a custom profile. It's not exactly what I want it to be. The width that I'm going to be using is 20 inches. The length, let's see, actually I think I've got that backwards. The length of the material is 20 inches. The width of the material is 14.5. And then the thickness of the material, we're going to keep it 0.1770. You don't need to worry about the slot offset or the tool diameter. That's totally fine. So we've got that all set. It's good to go. Manufacturing settings are correct. Next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to select a construction technique. I am going to choose radial slices. Whichever one you choose, it has to be radial, interlocked, or stacked. Actually, it can't be stacked. It needs to be stacked. It needs to be interlocked, curve, or radial. So I'm going to choose radial slices. Notice that it makes me a really interesting pattern here. Unfortunately, all of my parts are fitting on 5 different sheets. They need to fit on 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to change the object size. It is scaling uniformly, so if I change one dimension, it's going to change all of them. If I change this over to 4 inches tall, it actually works really well. I'm not quite sure why we're getting some issues. Anytime you see red, that is bad. So that means that we probably want to drop down the number of slices that we're using. I'm not sure how reducing the number of parts is making it so that everything is on 2 boards, but there we go. Now we're down to 10 radial pieces, and we are at 8 axes up this way. And just like in CAD, we can actually move around this object. It's a little bit different, but you can see how we actually have our object. Next, we're going to go to Get Plans. This is where you're going to save things out correctly for the laser cutter. So what you're going to do is you're going to change the EPS that's right here to PDF. and you're going to export it to your computer. You are going to save it someplace safe that you can quickly and easily find it, and then that is the PDF file that you are going to open up inside of Chrome on the computer that is hooked up to the laser cutter. Now there's not going to be any laser cutting today because I am not here and my computer is not going to be logged in. So get your files designed and ready to cut for either, let's see, either Thursday or early next week. Hopefully this helped you guys out. Quick, easy tutorial. Good luck, fellas.